All right, we're live. What's going on, people? Welcome in. If you guys are new here, welcome, welcome. If this is the first time you're seeing the live stream, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching this after the fact, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about yourself and about the laws of the universe and about things that can guide you into a better direction in your life, because it is waking you up to being and knowing that you are the creator of your own reality. Making sure that, all right, we got the thumbs up. Everyone's hearing me, seeing me. Just letting the stream breathe here for a second. I have so been enjoying these. We've been talking a lot of Neville Goddard talk. We have been going through his most famous book, which is Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. And we're currently about to wrap up. We've got about a page and a half left on his second chapter called Sleep, where we've been diving into how powerful sleep really is and how it's the best time to impress our subconscious, and how we want to and need to start falling to sleep as the person that we wish to be, having the things that we wish to have, expressing ourselves in the way that feels the best to each of us as individuals, and the importance of not going to sleep in a negative manner, not to rehash the day, thinking about what you could have done better, mistakes you made, or any type of guilt or shame or anger or anguish or anything negative. We're doing our best to let those go before we go to sleep, because we take that into sleep. And as we do that, we impress it with the subconscious. Whatever our dominant feelings are in our life is what we are impressing the subconscious with, and then therefore it will be outpictured in our reality. And that is just the way it works. That is just the laws of the universe. That's literally just physics. What you put out is what you get back. And so, yeah, how's everybody doing? Let me know if you're in the chat. Talk to me. There's nothing to be shy about. This is an open community, open-hearted. We're all here to grow and learn together, me included. I'm learning just as much as you guys are, as I'm sharing and teaching what I know from Neville Goddard and taking it apart as we go through the book. And it's been fun just to read these books, but it's not something that has to stay only that. There could be much more in these live streams where you can talk to me about your ups and downs and your dreams and your triumphs and your manifestations and your struggles currently, or new belief systems that you're replacing, and or just get to know me. If you guys have any questions about who I am, what I do, and anything of that nature, it's an open book. It's an open discussion. We're just here to have a good night, kick back, relax for about an hour or so every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, usually around 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Charisse, what's going on, my friend? Good night. This is my relaxed time. I'm glad I discovered your live Tuesday. Are you saying like good night, like goodbye, or like good evening? I hope you'll stick around for a little bit, but if you're about to go into sleepy time and do some, you're going to play those. Have you been playing the, what was it, the Hertz? We were talking about playing the Hertz and then sleeping on that side so you're not getting that sleep, what was it, sleep app? Not sleep apnea. What is it called again? Here to learn and listen. Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Where I couldn't remember it, because last time you were saying it was 11:11 in Eastern time or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. I went over that in my head afterwards. I'm like, that's not actually in America. So you from somewhere else? Are you from another part of the world? If so, welcome. And it's great to have you back. Appreciate you being here. We're gonna get into it right here, right now. So cheers, everybody. Hope you have your nice little snuggle, little snuggie, little blanket. The Caribbean, holy cow. Oh, that's sick. Okay, that makes sense then. Because I was like, the East Coast is only 2 hours difference from where I'm at. I'm like, where in the world could she be from? I didn't realize that till afterwards. So good to see you. Thanks for being here again. And hope the manifestations are going well. Hope your sleep is going well. Hope the Hertz music as you're going to sleep is going well and everything, nice and soothing. And I still can't get over the fact that there's more AI Neville Goddard on YouTube than his actual stuff. I guess it makes sense. It's pretty old and kind of hard to find some of his recordings, but they kind of do just as well sometimes too. But cheers, everyone. It's good to be here with you tonight. Hope you have your drink of choice. And we're going to get into it nice and chill. Relax yourself, get into a nice, comfortable position, grab your blanket, grab your drink of choice, and we're going to talk about feeling is the secret. So, this is all of Neville Goddard's work in this book, or at least all of his main stuff. I think he has maybe some other smaller projects or books somewhere in there in the archives, but this is all of them. I've read all of this, but Feeling is the Secret is his most famous book. I think the one that people are the most familiar with. So that's where we're starting with this series. I don't know. It's been fun. I didn't know what to expect when reading this, but taking it apart and like reading it out loud and then sharing it with you guys is helping it to resonate and like implant it deep into myself as well. So I appreciate just the opportunity to do this, and anybody that's getting any value from this, let me know in the chat. Don't be shy. And I just appreciate you being here. It's fine if you're hanging out in the background, but I do encourage all of you to start engage with each other, and let's just start to get to know each other and everything. So where are you from? What's the time difference? So I'm from Colorado, so I'm in Mountain Standard Time right now. So I think it's 3 hours difference is what you were saying the other day, which is why I was getting all tripped out, because I'm like, I was like, I don't know. I had a trippy moment, and you had me all caught up on the 11:11 thing. And I was like, it's 8:11 my time. And then I didn't even picture it or know it until afterwards. But, the Caribbean, wow, what a cool place. I definitely hope to check that out one day. Do you like it there? What's the best thing about it? What's the weather like this time of year? Is it just like temperate all the time? We've been having a crazy warm spell here in Colorado this year, kind of freakishly so. I mean, it's January, which is usually our coldest month. We've been around like 45, 50 degrees, which is nuts. Like I was out in my shorts the other day, which some people are like, you're in your shorts in 45, 50 degrees. Well, if you're a mountain man, that's just, you're kind of adapted to it. It's in my blood at this point. So anyways, let's begin, shall we? So this is where we left off last time, and this is already kind of glazed over this paragraph, and it's we could spend a lot of time on this, so let's see. All right, so the acceptance of the end automatically wills the means to realization. So the acceptance that you already are or already have that which you want to be or that what you want to have is what wills it into existence. So many of us we're taught to, I'll believe it when I see it. That's a common phrase. Oh, I believe it when I see it, and I'm not going to believe it until I see it. But it's actually the opposite is, and you've heard this before too, especially if you guys are watching this, I'm sure you've heard it, but believing is seeing. You have to believe it first, and then you'll see it. So that's everything that Neville Goddard talks about. That is his main point in all of his books. He says it in so many different ways. He pulls from the Bible. He teaches us in so many different examples from real life people who he has worked with or talked with in his seminars, and it's amazing. And in this book there's some of his like seminars too, which is really cool. So it's just a transcript of some of his seminars. It's super valuable. I recommend, by the way, this is just a Neville Goddard collection. You can get this on Amazon anywhere and have all the books, and it's about 800 pages, so just take it slow. It took me a while to get through it all, and it was a lot, but I'm really excited to be reading it again and sharing what I know, what I've learned, what I've applied, how it's going to deepen it also within me, and also to either teach you guys or share it with you guys for the first time. Hopefully it resonates. Maybe it piques your interest in some way. We'll see. But yeah, let's keep going here. So the acceptance of the end automatically wills the means of realization. Make no mistake about this. If, as you prepare for sleep, you do not consciously feel yourself into the state of the answered wish, then you will take with you into the chamber of her who conceived you, the subconscious, because the subconscious is the female side of this. And I mentioned this in older live streams, so definitely go check those out because we dive into that much more deeper. And I'll probably repeat it again, but just so you know, the conscious is a male aspect of consciousness. The subconscious is the female side of consciousness. So in the womb of in the chamber, in the womb of her, the subconscious who conceived you, the sum total of the reactions and feelings of the waking day that you just had. So, whatever waking day you just had, everything that you just went through in your life. And while you sleep, you will be instructed in the manner in which they will be expressed tomorrow. So, this is the important distinction to make, and this is the important thing to realize in all of this, okay? If you are repeating the day that you just had and you're feeling negatively about it, or you're worried about it, you're stressed about it, you're pissed off about it, you're dreading the day that you have tomorrow, or you're worried about that, or you're angry at someone who was rude to you or disrespected you during the day, or someone who has been ongoingly just not very good to you. If you're just looping that as you're going to sleep, as you're about to go to sleep, and you're taking that with you into your subconscious, into that drowsy state right before you go to sleep, which is the manifestation zone. That's where it all happens, is in that subconscious sleepy state, because that's where the subconscious is the most easily impressed and open to being impressed and taught something different. And it gets taught by you, the conscious mind. It gets impressed by you, the conscious mind. So if you're continuing to just loop the day you had and you're upset about it, or you're going over fearful scenarios in your head, or you don't know what to do with your life, or you just can't figure it out, whatever it might be, if you're taking that in with you, you're impressing the subconscious with that, and you're just going to repeat that same-ish day the next day. That's what's going to keep being recreated in your reality, because that's what your thoughts are, because your beliefs are just thoughts that you continue to think. So if you're thinking throughout the entire day, dreading everything that has been going on, or just upset or anything like that, and then you're dozing off and you're worried about that, and that's what you take into sleep, or if you're like sitting there like scrolling, doom scrolling, and not feeling good about that, or you see something negative on that spins your whole entire day or your whole entire consciousness into a direction that you don't prefer, all of that is getting taken with you into your sleep and to the subconscious. And because the subconscious is respecter of no man, of no person, meaning that it doesn't care what you impress it with, it's unconditional, just like God is an unconditionally loving God. Subconscious uses those same tools. So it doesn't care if it's positive or negative, if it's something that you want or something that you don't want. The only thing is it's a mechanism. So whatever you're impressing it with, positive or negative, is what is going to be birthed, out pictured by your subconscious in the waking day. So people always wonder, why do the same things happen to me over and over again? Why does every day feel like Groundhog's Day? Why do I always feel like I can't get over the hump of whatever it is? It's because you're continuing to think the same thoughts you've always thought, which means you're believing the same things you always believe, and you are impressing the subconscious with things that you believe that you don't prefer. And that's why you feel like you're in this cycle that you just can't break, because you're waiting for something on the outside to change in order for you to decide to change. Where the unconditional part of us as creators is deciding to change ourselves, deciding to change our points of view, our perspective, to then eventually, soon rather than later, see that reflected in our own lives, in our own realities. And it will be in due time. Damn, I do that every night. My bad. Don't feel bad about it. It's all good. There's nothing to feel bad or guilt or shame about with all this. This is not the point at all. That is a dangerous game to play. When you start being like, oh shit, well, I've done this my whole life, or you said, Therese, you were 23 last time. I mean, the fact you're even listening to something like this or resonate with Neville Goddard and these kinds of teachings means that you're way, 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 way ahead of the curve. Way, way ahead of the curve. So you haven't wasted any time. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Don't freak yourself out. It's all good. And you don't have to freak yourself out if you do have like a negative emotion. Like, I'm not saying never to feel your feelings. Do not mistake that, because we are human and we have emotions and we are feeling creatures. The idea is to become more conscious and more aware of what we're feeling so that we catch it and we can turn it around with a different thought, with a different belief system before it gains so much momentum that you're then taking it over and over and over into sleep, or over and over into your day, into your waking day. And therefore, that momentum, the more that you impress that on your subconscious, means that it's going to continue being outpictured. So it's not God punishing you. It's not meaning that you're doing something wrong. It's neutral, right? If it's unconditional, it's a neutral mechanism. So there is no punishment. It's not like you did a bad thing, you thought a negative thought, and that's bad. Shame on you. You shouldn't have thought that. And now you're going to hell, or now something bad is going to happen, or now a blessing is going to be taken from you. It does not work like that. And that is what religion teaches us that it does. And if you're religious, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I grew up very, very Catholic. I did everything that a religious Catholic does, everything. I was an altar boy, First Holy Communion, catechism, confession, church every week, all the important days, confirmation, all of it. I was deep, deep into it. And part of my journey and my sharing on YouTube and on these live streams and just in general with what I feel inspired and passionate to share is helping those who have gone through that or are going through that transition of religion to more of a open-hearted, open-minded, spiritual nature, which I just use the word spiritual as a general term, right? Because spiritual can mean so many different things to so many different people. So I'm not a huge fan of the word spiritual, but it's just kind of a general phrase that everyone kind of understands the difference between like religion and like spirituality. So that's what I'm just trying to say there. I'm literally the Grinch, but okay, I'm listening, won't interrupt. You're fine. No, please keep talking. Let me know. Like, I love the feedback. Anything that you have questions about as I'm talking about it, or anything you want to share, or something just random, whatever. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. And but yeah, it is important that we start turning the tides of what we think, because we're going to continue manifesting things that we do not prefer, that we do not like, the more that we are grouchy with ourselves, hard on ourselves, hard on others, the more that we are in a rush to do things, more in a rush to get things done or achieve this certain level of success deemed by society. All of that doesn't matter, because if we're truly being unconditional creators and we're creating our own reality unconditionally, that means that we don't rely upon the outside to reflect anything in order for us to be happy. We decide that we're going to be joyful creatures just because that is our birthright, and because that is what we choose. All right. So, man, see, I read one paragraph and I've been talking for 18 minutes. It's crazy. So, thank you. I mean, there's so much inside of all this, and I love it. It takes me in all sorts of different ways. So, Sharice, like, don't worry about it. Like, I love reading it and talking about this, and then going off on another sidetrack real quick to answer any questions and anything that you're going through and address what you guys are going through. That's what it's about. So it's not just about me reading and doing all that. So thank you. All right, let's continue. I hope you guys find value in this, because sometimes when you're reading Neville Goddard, he talks in such like riddles sometimes, most of the time, and with different big words, big language. The way it's structured is very unique and sometimes hard to digest. So this helps me to digest it as well, and I hope it's giving you guys value as well. So, okay. Did I read this whole paragraph? Sum total, yeah. So while you fall asleep, you'll be instructed in the manner in which they will be expressed tomorrow. You will rise believing that you are a free agent, not realizing that every action and event of the day is predetermined by your concept of self as you fell asleep. Okay. Gosh, here we go. So the predeterminism, what's destiny and everything, I don't believe personally that our lives are predetermined in a way that everything that happens in our lives was predetermined before we got in here. I think that before we decided to come here, there was certain themes that we wanted to explore, and there was certain destinies that were going to happen for the purpose of learning, but we have the free will to use what we are destined to experience in this game of life, like we chose to be humans on earth at this particular time and whatever culture we were born into, with whatever parents we decided to be born into. All of that was chosen by us. But so I don't want that to make you guys feel like what he's saying here means that things are predetermined. What he's saying is that what you bring with you from the prior day into your sleep, whatever your concept of self is, whatever you're feeling about yourself and about life and about others is what is going to be outpictured the next day and is already predetermined. So once you fall asleep, the second that you wake up, that day is already set in stone of what is actually going to happen. That's the reality that you're going to experience on that day. So from there, you're only going to be able to have the opportunity to respond and react to it in ways that you prefer. So that's what he's saying. So everything is predetermined in the day that you're experiencing right now. But you get to decide and you get to change for yourself what day you're going to experience based on how you decide to go off into sleep, based on how you decide to think about yourself, how you decide to think about others, how you decide to think about the world in general. Okay? You can have a fear-based lens glasses, or you can have a hopeful, joyful, peaceful lens glasses, and that's what you will be experiencing automatically from what's going on in the day. So let's not get too tripped up on that. That could be a 3-hour podcast. All right, your only freedom then is your freedom of reaction. See, there you go. You are free to choose how you feel and react to the day's drama, but the drama, the actions, events, and circumstances of that day have already been determined. They've been determined by what and how you fell asleep the prior night and what led up to you falling asleep at the end of your day. So the thoughts you've been circulating on all day, and that you took with you into the night, that will be outpictured, and something similar is going to predetermine that day to look in a way that either feels redundant and like Groundhog's Day, or something negative happens or something you don't prefer. But just because something negative happens in your day or in your life or something that you don't prefer doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong, doesn't mean that you need to freak yourself out. It just gives you an opportunity to reflect on that and be conscious and aware that, look, I created this reality, positive or negative, right? So you get to take full responsibility for all the negative stuff in your life, but also for all the positive things in your life. You get to take personal freedom, personal triumph from what you decide to create, because you could create it unconditionally always. So, unless you consciously and purposefully define the attitude of mind with which you go to sleep, you unconsciously go to sleep in the composite attitude of mind made up of all the feelings of the reactions of the day that you just had. Every reaction makes a subconscious impression. So everything that you're reacting to in your life, you have an opportunity to react to it in a positive manner or a negative manner. And however you react to that over and over and over is the momentum that you are going to be taking with you and impressing the subconscious with. Does that make sense? So every reaction makes a subconscious impression. And unless it's counteracted by an opposite and more dominant feeling, is the cause of future action. Ideas enveloped in feeling are creative actions. So, again, every reaction has an equal and opposite reaction. You've heard that before. That's basically what he's saying here. Every reaction makes a subconscious impression, which then you're going to see out into your life. So, unless you decide to counteract whatever thoughts you've been thinking, beliefs that you have in place with something that's more positive, that's more preferred by you, and that has more feeling and more energy behind it, then whatever the dominant feeling, vibration, and belief system that you have in place, and the most feeling thoughts, the thoughts that you think that create the most feeling inside of you, the beliefs that you have that create the most feeling inside of you, positive or negative, is what's going to be outpictured. That's what's going to be birthed by the female subconscious part of consciousness. So just decide to be conscious and aware of that and not get mad at yourself when you have a step 2 moment, as Abraham Hicks likes to call it. You're in that step of contrast. You're seeing something in your reality that you don't prefer, that you don't like. That's just an opportunity to reflect, be like, look, I created that, and that's okay. It may be something quote unquote negative or something that I don't prefer, but I have the ability as a conscious creator to define this negative aspect, to define this negative happening and circumstance in a positive way. And therefore, I will get a positive reflection by the universe from doing that. As long as I convince myself that the positive way to look at this is more preferred and more powerful than the negative perspective that I could have for this reaction, the circumstance, and everything. So I hope that makes sense. Where are we at? So I pretend to feel a type of way and imagine the outcome of a situation, and I replay that during the night right before I sleep. That shit's going to happen. Well, you're not pretending. This isn't pretend, because anything that you can imagine in your reality is actually real. It's literally real, physically real, because there's no time. All time is now. You've heard it before. So the past is happening right now. The future is happening right now. The future version of you that has everything that you want and is expressing everything that you want right now exists physically right now. It exists. So anything that you can imagine and that you feel good about and you feel strong enough about is going to be outpictured in some way, shape, or form close to what you have been imagining. But the thing is that the imagination is a limitation to what your higher mind, your higher self, your God self can actually bring to you. Because our conscious mind can only come up with so many different scenarios. We're physical beings. We have a limited physical outlook on life. So our job is just to create something, a scene in our imagination, a short scene. And we haven't got to this yet, but this is what you do, and this is what Neville teaches. You create a short scene, like 5, 10, maybe 15 seconds long, not too many words, not too many things going on. It could be as simple as a handshake with with a future boss of your dream job, congratulating you on the offer he's just made for you to have employment at whatever your dream job is. And you have to feel that. You have to feel that handshake in the first person. So you're not viewing it on a movie screen. In the third person, you're literally feeling the handshake. It has to be completely real, because that's what you're doing. That's how you consciously impress your subconscious with something. Because if you feel like you're just watching something and it seems like it's out there, or it feels like pretend, then that's what you're going to be taking into sleep. And that means you haven't fully convinced yourself of the reality of what you are picturing. And then after that, once you have developed once you climax in that, the highest feeling point that imaginative act makes you feel, then you have to drop that scenario completely, not insist that it has to look like that, not insist that it has to come at a certain time or by a certain time. Everything has a gestation period. Everything comes in perfect timing, not a minute too soon, not a minute late, at the perfect timing. And you have to trust that. So that's the hardest part for many people, is to not insist or expect it to look a certain way or to come at a certain time. So basically tapping into that feeling materializes in another universe or some shit. I like the way you talk. All right. So it can happen in this reality if I believe. Yes. Yeah. So basically tapping into that feeling, yes, materializes in another universe. It resonates with what's already manifested in another universe, what's already currently existing in another timeline, if you want to look at that, in another version of you, on another version of Earth. Because there's so many different, oh man, there's so many different pieces to this. But to keep it as simple as I can for right now, yes, you think about it feelingly, you resonate with what's already occurring. So whatever you feel the most about, that actually exists right now, currently, right now, currently. Like recognizing the belief that's holding you can, and then using the feeling you want to raise your frequency to receive. Yeah. Like recognizing the belief that's holding you back and then using the feeling, you want to raise your frequency to receive. Yes, so you're training yourself, you're training your mind, you're training your thoughts and your belief systems enough that you can. Madison girl, you confused me there. Yeah, it was just one little thing. It's all good. Madison is our lovely moderator, making sure that everything's going well in the stream, the sound, and the image is all good. So big ups to Madison. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Madison girl. But yeah, it's all good. This is confusing stuff, so just it's going to take a while for it to really like be impressed in you and to really start making sense, but just chew on all of it. And if you're inspired to continue studying, continue coming back to these live streams, check out my other YouTube videos where I get into these things more deeply, and it might inspire a different action or a different inspiration or realization or epiphany. So we're taking it one little grain of sand at a time. But yeah, the idea is, and what Madison was saying, is that you have to convince yourself of a new belief system. You have to convince yourself of a new thought form. And then that then pulls, if you want to look at it that way, that version of you that already has those things, that already is those things, and is existing right now to you to experience in real time. And the thing is, you don't have, then that's what I'm going to keep harping on, is that you don't have to keep waiting until that thing manifests for you to start acting as if it does. That's the whole point, is that you act as if you assume the wish fulfilled. You assume that it's already real. And so that means you're being unconditional, and that means you can decide to be joyful because you know that it already exists. You know that that version of you already exists. You know that that version of you with all those things that you want already exists in some way, shape, or form. And the idea is not to insist or not to insist upon it looking in that exact way, because your higher mind, your higher self can bring it to you in a much bigger magnitude that you could never physically come up with in your mind, that works out even better than what you've been picturing that you feel so great about. So that's the thing we have to let go of. But we can continue, like at night after night, and in our day, we can daydream about it. We're sitting in traffic. We can have a quick moment of appreciation, appreciating what we are thinking about and imagining in our minds that feels so good and feels so exciting whenever we think about it. And the more we do that, the more the subconscious gets impressed. And it is a matter of timing as to when you will experience something that reflects that energy, that vibration of what you're feeling in your imagination that excites you the most. Okay. So, how do you let go after you have intentionally trained yourself to believe something? Well, you just let go of the expectation that it needs to look a certain way. So it's not like you're probably getting to that. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. But no, great question. So you're already kind of like ahead. I like the way that you're looking at it. No, you're good. You're good. I told you not to shut up before. This is great. Keep talking. It's all good. But yeah, you let go. How do you let go of that? Yeah, again, it's just not insisting or expecting that it has to look a certain way. That's the only thing you're letting go of. So it's not like once you achieve it once, and this is what Neville Goddard talks about a lot. You can't just imagine it and feel it one time and feel good about it and then never think about it again. That's not the point, and that's not what I'm saying by letting go. What you're letting go of is the way that it needs to come, when it needs to come, how it needs to come, what it needs to look like when it does come. All of that creates resistance and is only going to get in the way of it coming. Do you understand? So that's the only thing I'm talking about. But we can't just assume it once. We can't just think it once. We can't just have one moment of bliss about that version of you or about that scenario that you want to manifest. You have to continually keep impressing it. And then you're going to start noticing as you do that. And this is why it's a technique, right? This is why it's an offering and an option for you to use as a technique, because what it's doing is getting you to the feeling place that gets you excited enough and gets you to believe enough that that is actually true, because you're not even going to need to know that it exists in the world. I mean, it's good to know that you know that it exists in some reality, some universe, here and now in our time. It's good to know that, but you don't even need to know that, because you're going to start thinking things differently. You're going to start seeing the world differently. You're going to start seeing yourself differently. You're going to start being more appreciative and grateful for things that are already manifested. You're going to be responding to what's already manifested differently. And that's one of the biggest signs that you are changing, is that you're responding to your reality the way that it is right now without it needing to change. That's your biggest signal. So we all expect, like, okay, I felt it once, now I need to see it. I'm just going to wait and see. No, you're going to start responding differently to it because it excites the hell out of you. And you're going to just start being grateful for what you have already because you know that that version of you exists and it's just a matter of timing before it comes. So thank you for all that. And thank you for all of everything. All right. Okay, real quick. Morgan, what's up, my dude? What's happening? How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here again. Charisse. Okay, hear me out. Maybe I'm uttering BS. So if I believe enough, then it's easy to let go of expecting that certain outcome because not it's not an if or maybe, it's totally concrete in my mind already. Let me just read that again. Oh yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, once you believe enough, you're going to be able to let go of that certain outcome because the belief is so strong that that reality exists that it doesn't even matter if that exact outcome comes to you because you know that the energy surrounding that outcome is what truly matters and what truly exists, and that an even better version of what you're imagining that excites you the most can be and likely will be what comes to you in your reality. It may not look anything like what you imagine it to be, but you'll know it when you see it and you'll feel it and you'll know it and you'll feel amazing about it and you'll be appreciative of it. And then you're like, man, once you get that first one, then the momentum starts coming and you just start doing this way and you start living this way and you have faith that things are always working out for you no matter what circumstances look like. So yes, that's a great way of saying that. I hope that I responded to that in the way that you meant to type it out there. Going all right. Thanks. Good. Cheers to you, good sir. Morgan, good to see you again here, man. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about yourself or just be open to a new point of view. That's what this is all about. Again, it's all offerings and sharings. It's not me telling you should do this. It's nothing like that. This is not a religion or anything like that saying you should do this, and if you don't, you're wrong or anything. This is all just offering, take it or leave it. But I love this stuff. I'm passionate about sharing it. So the ones that resonate with it, that's why you guys are here. And that's why you guys are coming back and responding in the chat and coming back for this. And that alone means the world to me. So really appreciate it. All right, let's continue. We're about to finish this chapter here. Okay. Use your divine right wisely. Through your ability to think and feel, you have dominion over all creation. He didn't stutter when he wrote that. Over all creation. So while you are awake, you are the gardener selecting seed for your garden. Does that make sense? You're selecting the seed. You're planting the seeds that you want to see grown in your garden of creation of your reality. But, and this is a Bible quote, here we go. Except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. Your conception of yourself as you fall asleep is the seed that you drop into the ground of the subconscious. The conception, the way you see yourself, the way you view yourself, the conception of yourself as you fall asleep is the seed that you drop into the ground of the subconscious. The subconscious now being the earth, the ground that gives life to the seeds that you plant. Dropping off to sleep, feeling satisfied and happy compels conditions and events to appear in your world which confirm these attitudes of mind. Dropping off to sleep, feeling satisfied and happy compels conditions and events to appear in your world which confirm these attitudes of mind. So whatever your attitude of mind about everything is, whatever your attitude of mind and your moods are, whatever the most dominant feelings, the most dominant moods, the most dominant belief systems that you have, that is what is going to appear in your life. And that will be confirmed. Your attitude of mind confirms what gets out pictured in the world. Sleep is the door into heaven, he says. Sleep is the door into heaven. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition. God, that is just so good. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition. As you feel, so you will see in your life. So, what you take as a feeling, you bring out as a condition, action, or object in space. I didn't finish the sentence. It's a condition, an action, or an object in space. So, sleep is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. As in consciousness, so on earth. That's in the Bible. I need to start. Unfortunately, they don't. In this, whoever did put this book together did not include the Bible verses, and that's a little bit annoying. But I'm going to start chat GPTing it and writing it down so that you guys can pull out your Bibles if you have them, and I can start pulling it out, and I can show you guys how this is all coming from the Bible. Every single bit of all of this that he talks about. That's the coolest thing about it all, is that this isn't a religious view of the Bible. This isn't a literal view of the Bible. It's something much deeper. And that is the end of the chapter 2 of Feeling is a Secret, Sleep. And it ends with as in consciousness, so on earth. So I'm going to take a little drink to that. That's just awesome. So how are you guys feeling about all that? Deep. Yeah, it is deep. Plant your seed deep into the ground that you want to see bear fruit in your near future. And it will. Take one for me too. Okay, I will. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. I mean, thank you for engaging. Sharice and Morgan, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys being in here. I appreciate everyone who's dropped in and dropped out and who kind of keeps coming back and dipping their toes in or watching these after the fact and reviewing it again. I think there will probably be value in that as well, just watching this back. Maybe as you fall asleep or something. Just at first, because we want to be falling asleep with those imaginative acts and stuff. But if all of this needs to sort of marinate and you still need to keep chewing on it and digesting it, maybe it would be a good thing to do for like a week or so, to just fall to sleep with either my live streams, going over this as you go to sleep, so it kind of gets implanted in your subconscious, or reading Neville Goddard, or looking for Neville Goddard on YouTube to be played. I think that would help deepen all of this for all of you guys as well, so that your belief in all of this and your understanding of all of this is more powerful. But don't do that for too long, because the idea is, like I was telling Sharice and we've been talking about, put on like some nice Hertz music. Anybody can find that. You can play it on your phone, or if you have those eye masks that have the headphones in them, and you can fall asleep with that playing in your head with those good like Hertz energy. And then you're doing all this. I mean, I think that's a great tool to try and use. That's just my suggestion. That's what I like to do. You should make shorts for us to sleep to, because that AI BS ain't cutting it. I know, because isn't AI so crazy how indistinguishable it is sometimes? But we can always sense like when it's something's off about it, And like that's the thing about AI and everything that's like nothing is going to replace this human to human contact. Nothing at all is going to replace that. It just won't. People will be craving it more than ever. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I crave expressing this to you guys so much, because it's not the same. Listen, even if it's an AI Neville Goddard version that sounds and looks and even speaks the similar things, or if not the same things that he did speak, there's something about it being AI that just doesn't resonate as deeply within all of us. So you're the only active person speaking on Neville. We would totally use yours instead. Thank you. That really means a lot to me. Seriously, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just nice to hear from, and speaking about this live as well. Like I'm really excited to see where this goes. This helps so much. I definitely in the near future want to be able to see you guys live and be able to talk to you about this in person and teach it and preach it and offer it, I should say. Teach and preach kind of has that like you should, or like I'm trying to teach you something. I'm not your guru. I say that a lot. I am not your guru. I'm just someone sharing my perspectives and what I'm going through and what resonates with me, because I'm passionate about it and I'm passionate about the material and everything. So definitely, if you guys are new to the channel, go check out my YouTube videos. I bring you out in nature, which is a really cool, I think, aspect of talking about these things. It's not always like focused on Neville Goddard, but a lot of it I have gotten in some way, shape, or form from Neville Goddard, just said in different ways. I get to show you beautiful Colorado where I'm living. Um, it's just a really cool situation. I get to take you just out in nature, and we talk about the laws of the universe and being our authentic selves and expressing. And if I can just inspire one little part of you that makes you take an action that is more in tune with who you really are and how you really want to express yourself in the world, then that is why I'm doing this, because that is where the change in the world that we want to see will come, is from us deciding to express ourselves authentically and unconditionally, not caring about the opinions of others, not worried about scrutiny, not worried about getting it wrong or make a mistake. It's all good. We're doing it as unconditional creators because the world truly does need our gifts. It craves our gifts. There's no more time. There's literally no more time to play it small. There's no more time to be fence sitting. And by that, I mean deciding, oh, do I get out of the box and do something that's uncomfortable and new that I've always wanted to do, but it's a little bit scary? Or do I just finally take that jump and jump off the cliff without the parachute and see where I land? There's no more fence sitting. It's time for us to be who we really are. Um, we are some examples of his teachings that, what are some examples of his teachings that worked for you? Almost instantly or long term? Well, instantly, just knowing that I'm the creator of my own reality, that I truly am the boss of my own life. I am the creator of my own life, that I can decide, just because I can decide that I want to be a joyful creature, that I want to define everything that happens in my life positively, because I have that choice. I have the choice to define it positively or negatively. I have the freedom of choice, the free will to decide that I'm going to be unconditional in the way that I live my life, which means circumstances don't matter and only my state of being matters. That will change your life instantly. Instantly. Because you don't need anything on the outside to change. You don't need people to approve of you. Your parents, teachers, friends, colleagues, you don't need their approval. You get to be yourself, express yourself, act on your passions, act on your excitements, just because it feels good. Just because it feels good, and you do it for its own sake, and that will change your life, and has changed my life. I was in a deep, dark place for a while because I was relying on conditions to change in order for me to change. I was too dependent on getting permission from others to take actions on things that I've been wanting to do or express. I was too dependent on people's approvals. And that, if you've ever been in a dark place or you're in a dark place now, I mean, I'm speaking to you right now. It's okay. You're not wasting time. It's a part of your journey, yes, but you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay stuck there. And part of the reason, and one of the main reasons that I am coming online right now and I'm making the YouTube videos and I'm doing these live streams and everything that I'm sharing with you guys, is because I've been through it. I'm not sharing with you anything that I haven't been through or am not applying in my life. Like, I've been through the fire of emotion and depression and the dark night of the soul and all of that. And I'm coming online so that you guys don't have to stay in it as long as I did. Because you don't have to. It's absolutely fine to feel it and be there for a little bit. It can teach you a lot of things. It can steer you in a whole different direction in your life than you thought was ever possible. And that is what has happened in my life. But you don't have to stay there. You don't have to dwell in it. You don't have to feel like you deserve it. You don't have to guilt yourself over it or feel ashamed over it. None of that. So that is the thing that can change your life right now, immediately. Doing these imaginative acts has changed my life because I've been able to be more unconditional and I've been able to anticipate good things coming into my life. And I have. I'm a singer. I haven't shared that with you guys yet, and haven't shared that a whole bunch on my channel. But that's like my day job, and that's what gives me the opportunity to do what I'm doing now because I'm my own boss. I have that freedom, and that's the reality I created for myself. Not what I thought it would be at all, or not anything near what I thought it would look like or uh, was possible, really. But one thing I can tell you is that um, someone who listens, who has come to a lot of my gigs and shows, um, and this was months ago, offered to about 10 to 15 grand to pay for an album for me to create. And I haven't yet found the right creators in the right place to do that yet. But that is something that, from me acting on my excitement and passion, something that interests me, something that I have fun doing, which is singing the songs I've always wanted to sing. Because I do that and I'm acting on my passion, then I'm creating a different vibration. I have a higher vibration. I'm happier and more joyful in my life. That naturally came to me. And I wasn't even imagining, this is the thing. I wasn't even having to use these techniques to manifest something like that. And you don't have to. That's just one option. If you're truly acting on your excitement and your passion unconditionally because it's fun, because it's creative, because it's what you truly enjoy, it's what lights you up, it's what it feels like your gifts are, then things will naturally start coming to you. Opportunities will happen, synchronicities will happen. People will decide to help you out in some way. They will give you gifts. They will share contacts and give you contacts that are necessary for you to take the next step. So many things come into alignment when you decide to be in alignment, unconditional of anything changing on the outside right away. You're just being in alignment because you're the creator. You're literally the creator. You're literally God in expression. So you are the boss. You get to decide how you feel, and you get to decide the level of joy that you feel on any given day. And when you're feeling that over and over, you're constantly impressing that subconscious mind that everything works out for you and things will naturally start coming to you that you need to take the next step in your journey, whatever's necessary. So, though, there you go. I hope that answered your question. What else have you said in the meantime? I've been saying, you're the only yes. What is yes? I'll share something with you that got me interested in Neville. Happened only last year. Was listening to the ladder technique. Oh, nice. Yep. Ladder technique, and fell asleep. Woke up and fucking saw my dad on a ladder in my room fixing some shit. I was like, what the fuck? That's awesome, man. Woman. Sorry. Girl. I do it. It's a habit. I apologize. Girlfriend. I'm a singer too. What? WTF. Nice. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Positive reinforcement really means a lot. That's awesome. First of all, the ladder thing, that's awesome. That is the perfect, see, like it's possible. And that's how it will likely start. Like those are the little breadcrumbs that you give yourself. It doesn't have to be something like big. The light of God does not need to shine down upon you and say, you are manifest, you are doing everything right. You don't need all that. You did the ladder technique and then you woke up and your dad was on a ladder. That's dope. Then that's great that you took note of that as well. A lot of people would just like brush that off as coincidence or not even notice that they that was a synchronicity. And the fact that you're noticing that means you are ahead of the game, my friend. So that's super sick. Thank you for sharing that. That really gets me excited. And that's how it'll start, because that's going to build your belief that much more, because your higher self knows how to build your belief. It knows how to build your belief little by little. It's not going to give it to you all at once. It'll give you in little breadcrumbs like that to build your belief that much more. And now you have synchronistically found my channel and these live streams to build it up even more, which is going to make it even stronger. And that's also another synchronicity. The fact that you even found my channel and I don't even have 100 subscribers yet. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just the way the universe works. It can find it any way, and I appreciate it. I know you're here for a reason, and that we're interacting for a reason. So I think that's super dope. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What do you like to sing, Charisse? Let me know what you like to sing. Well, fucking Neville Goddard. Neville had me dreaming about feeling the grooves. Oh, yep, feeling the grooves of the ladder and stuff. So I mean, my subconscious got so effed up. Fed up or effed up? I don't know. Well, I mean, if you want to look at it as it got you effed up, whatever, that's I guess that's one way to look at it. But I would suggest a more positive definition of it. But it's fine, no judgment. Take it or leave it. The fact that you're feeling the grooves, that's what I mean. Like you have to actually feel everything on it in the first person. So that's great. You're feeling the grooves of the ladder, you're going up there, and your subconscious, yeah, it got you effed up into what is actually possible and how it actually works. So yeah, I've fucked you in the right direction. Um, so good. That's awesome. I love that. It's all stepping stone. It's all different for all of us. We all experience things differently, have different perspectives on everything. So that's all good. I love, your perspective on that is just fine. Is just fine. It might be what you need. I sing anything, dude. Opera, classical, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion. All right. Pop, rock. I don't know. Okay. Really? Wow, that's very diverse. What about you? Yeah, I sing Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Nat King Cole, um, the Rat Pack music. I love those crooners, the jazz singers, Michael Bublé, all that kind of stuff. That's my meat and potatoes. That's what I really enjoy singing. I love keeping that music alive. I also sing show tunes in musical theater. I was a musical theater major for 1 year in college before I transferred to Manhattan to study acting. So I was an actor for 7 years in Manhattan, by the way. Uh, but before I did that, I did 1 year of musical theater, and I enjoy show tunes. I wasn't the biggest fan of like musical theater in general and Broadway and all that. I liked doing like more film TV stuff, but show tunes are amazing. They are vocal gymnastics and challenging and awesome, and they make you feel things and they tell a story, which I love. Um, and that's why I love the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra stuff, because those songs are so timeless. They tell a story, they make you feel something. Um, it's not all just about rhythm and timing and creating the best beats and that kind of thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I just enjoy the fact that it tells a story and makes you feel something. And I love ballads, that's why I like show tunes and musical theater a lot, because there's a lot of great ballads in there. There's a lot of great ballads in the Rat Pack stuff. So yeah, that's what I enjoy doing, and that's my day job, and I'm very blessed to do it. And I'm very blessed that it gives me the time and space to be able to do all this, because this is actually the meat and potatoes of what I'm most passionate about. The singing is like the cherry on top for me. I love it. It's a part of my expression. It's going to be a part of my entire life. It's going to intertwine with all this somehow. But sharing this with all of you guys, this is what I'm truly passionate about. This is what I enjoy the most. This is what lights me up so much. And as much as I love performing and being on stage, I want to be on stage, like sharing all of this with you guys as well. So that's the way it's all going to intertwine. And it already exists. That version of me exists. That reality exists. I'm just here being unconditional, enjoying my life and taking the actions that are inspired and feel fun in the meantime, until the momentum really starts carrying me into more and more different places. So you probably like Death of a Bachelor then. Is that a ballad or no? I actually don't know that one. That sounds familiar. I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe I should sing that, to the Death of a Bachelor. Sounds good. A ballad is like, I don't know, like My Way. I consider that a ballad. Frank Sinatra's My Way. That's a song I sing a lot. That's a real showstopper. People love that one. I love that one. tells a story, makes you feel something, get to belt it out. It's great. So I'm gonna have to look that up though. Death of a Bachelor. That sounds really cool. Well, we have been here 20 seconds and it'll be an hour. Really flies by. I enjoy this so much. I enjoy interacting with you guys live so that you don't just see my YouTube videos and wonder who I really am. I think this kind of gives you just more to chew on, more to understand, more perspective on who I am, why I make the videos that I do, where I'm coming from with the videos that I do. So thank you guys for being here. We finished the chapter on sleep. Chapter 3 is going to be on prayer. And that's the third chapter. And I think there's only 4 chapters, and it's a very short book. So if you guys want, buy Feeling is a Secret. I bet it's less than $10 on Amazon. And it's super short, but obviously it's very compact. Highly recommend it. And then maybe I'll give you guys a heads up. We're going to go get into the next book. I'm going to keep this going. So I'm going to pick the next book. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. You can check it out, decide to buy it. You can read along with me. It might help to be able to read along a little bit so you can kind of conceptualize it with the words that you're hearing me say as you're seeing it on the page. And then we're discussing it. I think that might help you guys as well. So, yeah, like this video. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate that. In the meantime, whether you guys are here popping in or seeing this after the fact, it would mean a ton to me, especially if you've made it this far in the live stream and in the video, playing it afterwards. If you just hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me. And check out those videos for sure, because I know they're going to help you a lot. And you get to see some nature and just see me in a different light and everything like that. So appreciate it, guys. Stay tuned for, what is today? Today's Thursday, so I'll be back Sunday, back around 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time again. And we will jump into prayer. And this will teach us what prayer really is and how it's really meant to be used, and how prayer really can work and how it really does work and how to use it correctly. So thank you so much. Good night. Take care. Might skip the prayer one, but I'll be there for the others. Okay. I mean, if you're skipping it because you think it's like religious prayer, that's not what it is. But yeah, do you, my friend, do you. No worries. No worries at all. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not religious prayer. It's not like we're doing Our Father who art in heaven or Hail Mary or anything like that. That's what I'm saying about Neville Goddard. It's great because it takes religion completely out of everything. It's only using the laws of the universe. So, Sharice, if you feel inspired, I think it could be a perspective shift for you. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. So yeah, tune in on Sunday. It's all good. If you don't like it or whatever, if it's not resonating, you can always click off and wait till the next one. That's fine. But yeah, it's not religious. Nothing about Neville Goddard's stuff is religious. Even though he gets it all from the Bible, it's all not interpreted in a religious way, where if you believe it in a certain way, you go to heaven. And if you don't, you're going to hell. It's none of that. So yeah. So stay tuned. All right. Thank you, guys. Cheers. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Thanks. Cheers. Thanks, Morgan. Take care, man. See you later. See you guys.